think as we're struggling to remember something to say, one thing that I've certainly encountered in my life, and certainly I'm feeling very profoundly in the moment, is that about 99.9% of what Babaji said or did with me and to me, I didn't get at all. And I thought I was really hot stuff. Now you just figure, Loka's talking about enormity of ego. So you take 1/10 of a percentage point of what you might have gotten, and the swelled head you could get over 1/10 of a percent. Just imagine where you could be at if you even got 10%. He seemed to continually set people up and do those things which got right into where the person was at. Now, supposedly this is from a being who couldn't read or write. But he knew everything about everything. He didn't need to read or write. And he was so phenomenally, remarkably consistent in his work with everyone that he would maybe have, as Luke was talking before about processing a crowd of people and what was in their minds, especially in the ashram, where there was more ability, I guess, to do this. He had everybody there involved in a full-time drama that was showing them exactly where they were at. And he would have a couple hundred of these balls that he was juggling all at the same time. Meanwhile, he's sitting there talking to a villager about how his diarrhea is going. As if that's the only thing he's doing. Meanwhile, over across the river, you hear somebody flipping out. And somebody over there is laughing hysterically. And somebody over here is knitting very quietly. And somebody over there is cleaning out the toilet. And all of these balls he had going all the time. I can remember having numerous encounters where all of a sudden my stuff was up and I was literally gagging and choking on it. Babaji had assigned Malti and I to decorate the ashram one time. And one afternoon, during a satsang that was a darshan that was being held in the temple, he was sitting there, and all of a sudden, without warning, he called Malti on the carpet. And just started tearing her apart. And Malti was just kind of standing there, turning a whiter shade of pale, and, getting whiter and whiter and whiter. And then all of a sudden I had the thought, let's see, I was working with Malti when he's done with her, And then the next thought was, okay, right, and I'm having this paranoid feeling, and if I don't get over it, he's going to get it, and I'm really going to get it. So I said, okay, I'll give it 5 seconds. If the paranoia doesn't pass, I'm out of here. Well, 5 seconds passed, and I was getting really paranoid. So I started backpedaling like this. And the original temple in Haidakhan is very small. You can't really even stand up very well in it, and can barely move around in it. And I just kind of backpedaled around the temple, out of sight of Babaji, turned, and made a beeline for the stairs up out of there. I got halfway up the stairs. I just froze like this. Oh no, here we go. So, turn down the stairs, walk up the aisle between the people, and he's sitting there like this. And in that particular moment, I was able to go pranam, look him right in the eyes, and in my mind say, "You got me, and I know it, and I know why. Can we kind of move on?" and very, very slowly, very respectfully, I tried to smile, like, this isn't bothering me, I'm over it. And it very slowly came, and his grimace, which could be really pretty scary, very slowly turned into a Cheshire Cat grin. "Okay, mister." Out of there.
People gave Babaji many gifts, and sometimes they give him a whole stack of saris. And so he went into his room, and he got a sari, and he danced out and gave it to Motu, who was sitting next to me, and then he danced back in his room and gave one to Musirada and to Neelam and to all the women that were there, all 4 or 5 except me. And of course also I had never received a sari yet from Babaji either, and so I was just wanting to get one. But what came up for me even more so was this feeling of inadequacy. I wasn't good enough. These other women were much better devotees than I was, and that's why they got the saris, and I wasn't such a good devotee. I hadn't been there long enough. I wasn't, who knows? I just went through the whole repertoire of why I wasn't good enough. And so I went up to my room to take my nap, and as I took off the sari I had on, and I was in my petticoat and blouse to take my nap, just tucking into bed, and all of a sudden there's a rap on my door. And then I hear a bunch of commotion outside, and people say, "It's Babaji, it's Babaji!" And Babaji didn't come up to the women's rooms generally, particularly when we're napping, and it was not appropriate to go to the door in my petticoat, so I'm wrapping this sari around me and running to the door as quickly as I can. And Babaji is there, and when I opened the door, he just smiled at me and handed me this gold silver brocade sari. And the rest of the saris were cotton that he gave away.
Don't waste too much on the setup.
Babaji is also the master of, like we were talking last night and today, knowing everything that went on in the mind. And as soon as I would get it, or any devotee would get it, there was some acknowledgement. Maybe a piece of candy you were saying last night, or maybe a wink or a little smile. In this case, it was a gold silk brocade sari. And